So today, Wisconsinites fended off an unprecedented attack on our democracy. That's right. Our fair elections and our Supreme Court. And Wisconsins stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale.
That was Susan Crawford, a liberal judge whose win on Tuesday helped keep the state Supreme Court left-leaning. She won handily over the GOP-backed judge, Brad Schimel. According to the ad tracking firm Ad Impact, there was about $70 million spent on this race. That's the most spent on a judicial election ever. And that figure includes $20 million of Elon Musk's own funding. Now, again, this race was not close. Crawford won by about 55% of the vote. The Dems also won a state school superintendent race there, but the GOP did win a voter ID-backed measure. Some political analysts are saying that this was a referendum on Musk's and also President Trump's agenda. We've seen since the Trump administration has taken office in response to the DOGE cuts, the tariffs, foreign policy, and the volatility on the stock market, there's been a lot of backlash, and Elon Musk's popularity continues to take a nosedive. He is deeply unpopular, and we've also seen President Trump's approval rating continue to decline. And I have to mention that Musk, he campaigned in Wisconsin days before the election. He even offered $1 million checks to voters, but it just wasn't enough this time. Even using the same rhetoric, the voters weren't buying it this time around. Now, there were another set of special elections that people paid close attention to on Tuesday, and those were out of Florida, where Republicans, they won those two special elections by about 14 points each. Randy Fine was Florida's 6th congressional district winner, and Jimmy Patronis won the state's 1st congressional district. Here's Randy Fine reacting to his win.
It's a special election. You have to look at the turnout. I mean, there were twice as many people that voted. I don't think you can read much into it. We won by double digits. We're super excited. It was an incredibly powerful victory, given that many of you said I was going to lose over the last week, and clearly we showed that wasn't any risk.
And those were seats that were held by now National Security Director Mike Waltz and former Congressman Matt Gaetz. And what political analysts are pointing to are the numbers. Those two seats were won by a 14-point margin. And it's important to remember that back in November, during the presidential election in these deeply red districts, the GOP won by a 30-point margin. So the question is this a sign of things to come? Do Democrats see some momentum in the 2026 midterm elections? Only time will tell, but I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think that these elections are a harbinger of what to come? Do you think that the Democrats could win more seats in the midterm elections? Let me know in the comments down below. And if this is the kind of content that you like, news, politics, and current trends, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.